Okay, I thought here we'd take a little look at some of the new stuff in Live. Now, if you're working with a older version of Live, this is basically the stuff you're missing out on. And but if you're totally new to Live, then all of these things we're going to dive in much deeper on in the context of learning the whole program as they come up. So just stay tuned and we'll get more detail on how each of these work. But I thought it'd be cool just to take a moment and show you some of the cool new things in the latest version of Live. So the biggest one, to me anyway, the one that affects my life the most, is take lanes. This is something that other programs have had for a little while, and we call it comping. Comping is when you're recording, let's say you're recording this vocal track, and we wanted to do like 5 takes of it. Well, you would create a new take lane, right? So now I have 2 take lanes, and let's say I just recorded 3, actually 2 different versions of it. And just to make it clear what I'm doing, I'm going to change the color of this. It'll make sense in a minute. Okay, let's go. Sure, purple. Okay, so now what I could do is, let's say I did these 2 takes and say I like that part. Now I like that part of that take, that part of that take. Now I like that part and 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 that part, right? So I can build like the perfect take from all of my take lanes. We're only going to hear this one, but the transition between these is going to be so smooth, and this is very, very elegant the way that this is designed. So this lets you record multiple takes and create a composite take that is the perfect take. So more on that and how to do that soon. We'll do a whole section on how to record with Live. The other thing that's new, that's a big improvement, is the stuff called MPE. You'll hear us talking about MPE a little bit throughout this class. What it is basically a fancier version of MIDI. With MIDI in the past, we would put in notes, and you could do a little bit. You could adjust the volume of each note, and that was about it. Now you can do a lot to each individual note, and that's all because of this new thing called MPE. You can kind of think of it as like a high resolution MIDI. So it's really cool. We'll go into how that works more later. We've got some new devices built in, a new hybrid reverb, which is really cool, some spectral devices. And spectral devices are like, it's hard to explain what a spectral device is without getting too complicated, but spectral effects are like really pulling apart a sound down to like the millisecond level and then being able to like reorganize the different samples, sort of. It lets you work with time in really strange ways. So we've got a spectral resonator, spectral time, pitch loop, some new sounds built in. And then another kind of really wild thing is a new emphasis on kind of chance and randomization. So if I look here at this MIDI clip, you'll see like here it says velocity. Velocity is kind of a fancy term for volume of each note. So this is the volume of each MIDI note. If I go here and just say randomize velocity, sure. I can just keep clicking this and randomize the volume. I can click this and randomize the probability, meaning the possibility that that note is going to happen at all. I really like working with random elements, and random elements can be really fun to play around with. So something to check out, and we'll experiment quite a bit with randomization later. I like using randomization and then kind of taking the result of the randomization and then crafting it sometimes it can really just kind of get you out of a creative rut and help you come up with some new ideas that are really fun. So, lots of new stuff. That's just kind of a quick overview, but I just wanted to point out some of those cool things that are in the new version. And again, if you're totally new to Live, we're going to go over how all of these work in the context of when they come up throughout this giant class on how to use every aspect of this program.